I'm now joined by my favorite fighter from Liverpool. No disrespect to Darren Till, Molly Meatball McCann. It's the end of camp. How is everything feeling now?
I'm excited to just get there. Camp is always long, so when you've got the last day in sight, you're just trying to grab it with both hands because camp is a long old slug, especially in Liverpool in the winter. It's freezing, it's icy, it's snowy, but it's good to nearly be there.
Your opponent, Lara Procopio, lost her UFC debut. You know about that pain and wanting that bounce back fight. What are you expecting from her?
I'm expecting the best version of Lara that she's ever been. I've prepared like this is the hardest fight of my life. We've left no stone unturned. I've trained with naturally heavier training partners because I know she's dropped from 135 to 125. Um, like you say, when you felt that defeat, especially on your debut, your life is in your hands and it's going to go one or two way. You'll work harder or you won't. And I'd say 100% of people tend to work harder to get something that they've never got before. So if she doesn't give me the best 15 minutes of her life, I'd be very disappointed.
Now, talk about the disappointments, the frustrations of last year and this year because of COVID, opponents coming in and dropping out. You have a date, then they change the date. How difficult has that been to get through as a fighter?
Last year was really tough because I had done about 15 weeks for my fight to be cancelled 6 days before the fight against Ashley Evans Smith. And there was so much, it was such a hard camp again because it was like January, February time, the camp was, so it was cold and the body's so much more sore in that time. Um, Being fighters, we're kind of just, we have to deal with whatever gets thrown at us and we're kind of used to overcoming adversity, I think. This this camp's felt a lot harder than the last camp in lockdown for Fight Island because it's cold. Like that's the only difference. Everyone else's mood in the UK right now is just so low. And that's another difference. Like the first lockdown in England and the second, people kind of got to grips with it, but this third one, it's like it's really getting people down, and it's like I'm the light at the end of the tunnel. Like everyone is just living for this fight. So I've got there's no weight on my shoulders, but I've got the energy of everyone in Liverpool, everyone in Belfast, everyone in Bournemouth, all my cities and towns. I've got them all with me.
So after his fight with Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier very honest about the mental side of lockdown. I was stuck in a hotel. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. Couldn't get a cup of coffee to take my mind off the fight. How much of a struggle is that?
For me, everyone who's followed my story, I think I'm quite candid and open about like what I'm feeling. So if I'm feeling happy, I'll express that. If I'm feeling nervous, I'll express that. Um, if I'm in my own head, I'll express that. I don't feel like you need to be scared or it's seen as weak to just express how you feel. And this has been the hardest camp of my life in terms of going on in there. Um, Normally fighters can train hard, then they can go and spend time with family, friends or partners. And I just haven't had that. And it's it's been so hard. Like there's been times when it makes you hate what you do because you can't get away from it. Like there's no switch off. No one's got anything else to talk about. So all anyone's talking about is the fight. And then you just don't get a minute's peace from it. And I'm very privileged. And I say this in nearly every interview, fighting's a privilege, it's not a right. So I'm so privileged to be able to be working in the pandemic. But it's took every ounce of strength that I've got to get through it. And I just only see that as a strength because come fight night, I know I've been through hell and back in the camp. So come fight night, it's easier. Like the lads I'm training with are heavier, harder, stronger than Lara. And I've pushed me mentally. Even in training, I've been pushed mentally more than I ever have in my whole career. So it's how you deal with these moments. And if you let it eat away at you, then I'm sure it'll break you. And if you don't, if you're resilient enough, then you'll use it as fuel to your fire.
Molly, I so appreciate not just the effort you're putting in your fight camp, but your honesty with us in this interview. Best of luck to you. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
No problem. Catch us on the flip side.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.